We've all been saddened by the terrorist attack that took place in Christchurch, New Zealand. But in this video, I shall be taking a look at the real victims of the massacre. Conservatives, bigots, and of course the YouTuber PewDiePie. We send them our thoughts and prayers at this difficult time. Following on from atrocities like the one in New Zealand, people all over the world are scratching their heads and they're left wondering what drives a self-described white supremacist to kill 50 brown people for no reason whatsoever. It's so hard to draw any conclusions.
Excuse me, I know. Is it because there's too many goddamn Muslims in Western countries? Is that the answer?
That must be the quickest response ever from someone wearing a MAGA hat. There are too many Muslims, you say, so that justifies mass murder? Is that what you're saying? Because it sounds like something a white supremacist would say.
Dude, I'm not a white supremacist. I just think that white people are in some way superior to other races. I don't know how that makes me a white supremacist, honestly. Look, dude, I just think white people need to get together and fight together against credible threats like the invasion of Islam. Ooh,
Invasion. Okay, Muslims make up 1% of the New Zealand population. Tell me, how is that an invasion? Muslims make up 1.1% of the American population. How is that an invasion? Well, in Britain it's 4.4%, which is obviously slightly higher, but still not classed as an invasion. It's almost like you don't know the dictionary definition of that word, isn't it?
I mean, it's a potential invasion. It might take a few years, but buddy, it's an invasion.
Ah yes, the terrorist's main thrust from his manifesto is birth rates from brown folks, and he's right in a way, because if those damn Islams keep reproducing at the rate that they currently do, they do like a big family, they could make up a whopping 2% of the American population by 2050. Yeah, it's doubled from 1 to 2%. I don't know how they're going to cope. Or 11.2% of Europe's entire population by 2050. Luckily for you, the dictionary definition of an invasion is actually barely hits double figures. So well done.
Oh, I get it, buddy. You think I'm a white nationalist, a white supremacist, a Nazi, just because I wear this hat, just because I literally want to make America great again, like it says on the goddamn hat. You can't spell it out anymore, can you? Just because I care about white people in America makes me a Nazi. I mean, I just want American jobs for American people. Hang on, what the hell's that? Made in China? Ugh.
After the massacre in Christchurch, right-wing commentators, far-right commentators, extremists who make a living out of scaring as many people as possible to the threat of Muslim extremism in exchange for their money, spent many days backtracking and using distracting methods so that people couldn't see that they themselves have very similar views to a white supremacist terrorist. Luckily, this opened a vortex on Twitter, a literal black hole, not literally, where the terrorist manifesto was supposed to be sucked into forevermore. People like tiny weirdo Ben Shapiro ordered his followers to discard the killer's words into said black hole, throw the manifesto directly into the trash. We were ordered not to discuss or share the manifesto in any way. So it's quite strange that online anger at the Islamophobia and far-right rhetoric that could have made this terrorist the man that he is, it's so strange that that anger was met with people saying stuff like,
have you not read the manifesto, man? He literally wants to sow division and you're playing into his hands. It's all there, man, in the manifesto. Available now via google.com.
So which is it, Brain Trust? Do I reject the ramblings of a fascist and consign his opinions to the trash where they belong? Or do I read the manifesto from cover to cover with a fine-tooth comb so I can support your post-massacre viewpoints? I'm so confused. What is the fucking answer?
You're taking his manifesto seriously, man. You're doing exactly what he wants. He wants you to blame PewDiePie, man. He tricked you. He's trolling you.
Yeah, I'm not sure how the terrorist is, quote, trolling us by killing 50 people. Doesn't make a lot of sense, that. His manifesto may imply that Candace Owens' views aren't extreme enough for him, but I'd argue that anything he has written or said is irrelevant after he killed 50 people. It's like me burning down an orphanage and then saying, guys, let me tell you who I like and dislike on YouTube. Spoiler alert, one of them might be called Felix, and then watch people get angry. Haha, they're playing into my hands. No, they're not. Why are these views relevant when I just burnt an orphanage to the ground? You know? You say the terrorist, quote, tricked us. I'm not sure how he tricked us into attacking far-right celebrities and commentators who pump out endless far-right rhetoric and hate on an hour-by-hour basis. We've been holding their hate speech to account for many years now. I don't know if you noticed that. Criticising the far right isn't a new thing that some terrorist inspired because he wrote a racist tome that he posted online just before he carried out some mass murdering. I'm not sure why it's not PewDiePie's fault, even slightly, when he hosts and supports far-right celebrities and commentators on his channel. Obviously, he's not the person that pulled the trigger, but if you have one of the largest platforms in the world, or indeed any platform, you do have a responsibility not to give that platform to bigots. You should maybe avoid introducing your predominantly young fan base to extremist views by not inviting said extremists onto your channel, or by not retweeting them, or by not being mates with them. It's pretty straightforward stuff. I mean, what was he thinking, getting Ben Shapiro on his show after the Quebec mosque shooting, which he inspired, by the way? Is he thinking, I'm sure my fans won't be attracted to Shapiro's brand of non-stop hatred and playing the victim? What could go wrong, you know?
Dude, you've got to calm down, man. You've got to calm down. The terrorists want you to be this angry.
How are my anger levels an argument here? 50 people have been murdered. I'll tell you what, I will, for your benefit, be totally calm about that somehow. Even better, I won't call out the type of people whose rhetoric could inspire future white supremacist terrorist attacks. You guys just carry on pumping out your hatred and I'll just look the other way. How about that? Again, whose directions do I trust here? A guy who talks like the terrorist himself, or my own judgment, me, a non-bigot? It's a bloody tough call.
But he wants to divide people, man. How many times do I have to tell you? He wants the left and the right to attack each other because he finds that funny. He's trolling you.
Yeah, guess what? We're already divided, thanks largely to the people the terrorist mentions in his fucking tome and all the people that we have noticed pumping out hatred on a day-by-day basis. I'd just like to reiterate my earlier point. Who gives a fuck what a terrorist does or doesn't want? Oh no, I've only gone and played into the hands of some radicalised nutter with an assault rifle. Guess who feels like an idiot now? What are you talking about? Fuck him and fuck you.
People also use the effect as kitchen to be a piece of what. You get the contents, you got the PewDiePie, you got the eat, you do everything to shoot the water. You wee bastard. The guy literally as much of this new joy that I start to shiver, race war, oh, between the water, I know, saying, you absolutely don't fuck your acting according to his plan. He literally said in his manifesto, what about you, you're voting there. You get the contents, you got the PewDiePie, you got the eat, you do everything to shoot the water. You wee bastard.
Hang on there, buddy. I think you'll find the terrorist lied and said he was inspired by Candace Owens to deliberately wind you up, or to throw you off the scent, or because it's ironic, or something. He trolled you hardcore. Lol, lol, lol. Ha ha.
I don't know how I can make this any clearer, right? His manifesto, which you have been explicitly told not to share around online or even talk about, is an irrelevant document. And a lot of you seem to agree with me because it's just a bunch of memes put together, isn't it? It's just lots of shit posting all in one place. It's one giant troll. Therefore, logically, it's irrelevant. If you want to stop the spread of online hate and you don't know the first thing about it, you look at the manifesto and then open Twitter and say, ooh, that's a bit similar, isn't it? That's a bit worrying. And maybe Mr. MAGA Man, you're right on another aspect of the manifesto. Maybe I should drop everything and do exactly what a mass murderer wants me to do. Maybe I should consider his Nazi viewpoints. No. The only use of his manifesto is to use it to identify other people who spout the same kind of nonsense. It's literally a Michelin guide to Nazism and what to spot from a potential future terrorist.
Nazis, white nationalists, white supremacists. You don't even know what slur to use anymore, do you? How can I take you seriously if you do what every other person on the planet does and label anyone that you disagree with as a Nazi? It's just so cruel. I don't like it. Stop calling people that you disagree with names. It's horrible. It's really bad. You goddamn SJW, commie NPC cuckmanginas.
Well, it's a bit of a head scratcher this. Why do I call terrorists white nationalists, white supremacists or Nazis or any of those things? It's because all of those people are three peas in a pod, aren't they? The New Zealand-based terrorist is a, wait for it, are you sitting down for this, terrorist who killed a bunch of people who are a different colour and religion to him. Do you think the victims would give a fuck what label you, I or the terrorist would give himself? No. But am I in the right ballpark if I labelled him as a Nazi or a white supremacist or something similar? Yes. Are people who think like the terrorists Nazis themselves, or similar words to a Nazi? Possibly. They don't have to commit genocide themselves to be officially labelled as a Nazi or be from the 1940s to officially be a Nazi, which is still a strange argument that I hear occasionally online. Bitching and moaning about what name we can or cannot call bigots is a bit rich when you consider that bigots point blank refuse to call trans people by their preferred pronouns. It takes no effort whatsoever to not misgender someone. Literally no effort. But when right-wing hacks like Dave Rubin or Sargon of Akkad are called anything other than their own labels, such as classical liberal, they lose their collective shit. They very quickly turn into the snowflakes that they despise if you don't call them by their preferred names. It's somewhat hypocritical, is it not? Look guys, don't call me a Nazi, but at the same time I'm going to call trans people whatever the fuck I want, and you're just going to have to deal with that.
Okay, buddy, I need to find a new way to deflect from your quite good points, so I'm going to do the classic time-wasting technique here. 1 second. Just warm up for a minute. Actually, I'm thinking okay, time-wasting tactic. I demand that you give me a list of reasons why PewDiePie is a Nazi. I bet you can.
Alright, this is important because people jump to this conclusion as a way of deflection, in my opinion, because I didn't say that Felix specifically is a Nazi. Not many people would say that Felix is a genuine Nazi because it's a fucking hard sell that. If they do, they're probably wrong. If they do call him that. Yes, Felix may have interacted with racists like Stefan Molyneux. He may have said he was a fan of bigots such as Jordan Peterson and even promoted their books on his channel. He may have made anti-Semitic jokes because he's a super edgy person who definitely knows how to do comedy properly. And he may have promoted an alt-right YouTube channel called The Ralph Tour. But I'm sure you'll tell me all of those things, they're just jokes or simply a mistake that anybody could make. Because there's always an excuse when bigoted stuff happens online, isn't there? There's always a way for people to defend bigotry. It's weird that, isn't it? It happens every single time.
If Felix isn't a Nazi, then why are you blaming him for a Nazi-style terrorist attack? I mean, you did say he was partly responsible, did you not?
Let me make it clear, no one is saying that Felix, PewDiePie, is a direct cause of a fucking massacre, or that he even influenced the killer. No one's saying that either. I said that the world's biggest YouTube star platforms extremists or publicly praises them in front of his young, easily influenced fans, and that may have consequences. It's that simple. We're not attacking Felix as a person, we're simply attacking his poor judgment. Poor judgment that gets him into trouble again and again and again and again. Maybe he should think about his actions. Is that too much to ask? If you see anyone actually saying PewDiePie is the organiser and instigator of a major terrorist attack, rather than PewDiePie probably shouldn't platform fashy people because it promotes their dogshit agendas, then you have the right to shout at them.
Are you sure you don't have a bias here, dude?
A bias? Against whom exactly? Nazis? Yes, I admit that. Along with the vast majority of the human race, I am anti-Nazi. Surprise, surprise, you've got me. Consider this lib well and truly owned by your observation. Do I hate some of the people mentioned so far in this video? Well, let's put it this way. I've had it up to here with Ben Shapiro. And for this joke to work, you have to realise I'm pointing at my knee. So in conclusion, Felix the PewDiePie simply needs to recognise his place in the world. Is he a grown man who screams over video games for the entertainment of children and idiots, or is he a gateway to fascism? I guess it's the former. I'd like to think it's the former, but to continue to interact positively with the worst the internet can offer is a seriously bad move, Felix, okay? I hope after all Felix has done, and after all the fallout from his many stupid decisions, after all that, hopefully he's finally learned not to create content that makes bigots deliriously happy. However, I somehow doubt that. I have a feeling he will disappoint us all many more times in the future before YouTube is forced to take action against him, which they probably won't. They don't have a good track record with that. I must say his response to the attack compared to Candace Owens' response is 1,000 million times better. I have a lot of respect for Felix for what he wrote compared to Candace, who said the word lol and then accused people who criticised her of being racists, just playing the race card after a massacre. So Felix isn't 100% to blame. If you want to blame someone for the rise of the far right, whilst making a case for who exactly inspires far right terrorism, then look no further than YouTube, a company that fully allows free speech. No matter what you might hear from the intellectual dark web or Paul Joseph Watson, YouTube love free speech, especially white nationalists and overt Nazi free speech. YouTube is awash with far right channels, and no matter what horrific events happen in real life, YouTube is yet to do anything about the content on their website that's only purpose is to push far right talking points. YouTube's algorithm is the worst thing that has ever happened to mankind, but is the most useful tool of bigots ever. It starts with meaningless and non-existent threats like feminists are coming to steal your video games, or a thing we made up called the culture war somehow threatens us all, and it very quickly moves into reasons why black people have low IQs, as explained by a YouTuber who would struggle to spell IQ, and then onto Holocaust denial, conspiracy theories, Nazi propaganda, and whatever else YouTubers need to say to grift their terrified fans. If anyone is watching now who's fallen down the rabbit hole of hate speech online and supports your Tommy Robinsons or your Ben Shapiros, I very much doubt I could ever change your minds. You will not listen to a single word I've said in this video. But just because there's a minute chance that I might be wrong there, ask yourself why a terrorist is name-checking some of the people that you idolise. Is it simply a troll, or is it likely that he may have picked up some ideas from some of these people, you know? I'd like to end by going over the ground rules for the comment section below. Now, I don't want to be a bit of a comment Nazi here, guys, but a lot of people who attempt to leave comments aren't actually aware that I have to approve every single thing they write for it to be seen by the public. For some reason, people who write comments generally don't understand that. They think that anything they say gets published. It doesn't. This is my channel and I get to choose what gets shown to the public. You can moan about your free speech being taken away if you like, but just for a laugh, I won't approve those comments. Probably won't even read them, to be honest with you. You can push far-right rhetoric if you want, but nobody's going to see it, guys. In fact, most comments that start with, actually Muslims are bad, and then gives me like 18 paragraphs to tell me why they're horrible people, you know, kind of thing that tends to be as long as a terrorist manifesto, and really fucking easy to spot, by the way. You don't try and disguise your bigotry, guys, do you? Guess what? Those comments aren't going to be approved. I don't even read the whole fucking thing normally. You can tell by the first line where it's going. Delete. Okay? Just a warning. Okay? Now, that doesn't mean that you can't insult me. If you want to throw insults at me, go ahead. I will allow those comments. But if you say something like, oh, you're stupid or an idiot or whatever, can you at least back that up with reasons why I'm an idiot or stupid? Because generally haters never expand on that. They just leave an insult, run away. When I ask them why, they never tell me. It's strange that. It's almost as if they're unable to argue any points I've raised in the video, so instead they throw insults at you. It's just a theory though. In the video, you may have noticed I try to cover all of the tedious deflection techniques that YouTube extremists and their fans use after a massacre or after one of their heroes says something stupid and gets some backlash. So I won't approve comments where those same points are raised again, points that I've covered and have been debunked. Because unless you have a new take or have spotted something I've missed, don't bother even typing into your computer, how is PewDiePie a Nazi, stuff like that. We've covered this, okay? I won't approve comments from bots, clearly bots, or people who clearly haven't watched a single second of the video but want to comment anyway. They see the name PewDiePie, they see the New Zealand flag and think, well, this is as good a place as any to write loads of Nazi shit. Sorry, but you're the worst. That won't be approved.
Let me guess. Lauren Southern is somehow a fascist now too, is she?
I'd like to say many thanks to the guy in the MAGA hat for his contributions during this video. I have it on good authority that his teeth aren't actually as yellow as it is in the footage there. It must just be a low quality camera that he used. To the haters, enjoy downvoting the video. I find it funny that you do that and think it has any effect on YouTubers. So enjoy yourself, guys. Start downvoting now as if it matters. And finally, if you're a fan with a YouTube channel, feel free to download a copy of this video, as it's likely to be flagged down by people who supposedly believe in free speech. If that happens, please send me a message here or via Twitter at ASM_antisocial, and I'll be more than happy for you to upload a mirror to your channel, but only if you let me know first, because there are some left-wing people who actually are dicks, and I don't like them. So I'd just like to end with flashing up on the screen now all the people who have been very kind to give me some money via Patreon or PayPal. I only upload a video once every 2 to 3 months, not very often. It's not going to be more than 4 or 5 videos a year. So if you want to give me £1 or $1 for each of those situations, like $5 a year basically is all you need to spend there, then that helps me pay a few bills. That's very, very kind of you. I'll leave the links to Patreon and PayPal below and at the end of the video. And finally, YouTube have got a new strategy to really piss off the smaller channels. From now, if you like a video, it doesn't automatically get shared to your social media, which means it's much, much harder for people with no audience, such as myself, to get their videos out there. What you have to do if you want to promote the video is literally click on the bit below that says share, and then it will pop up with your Twitter window. Good thing is that you can write a little message before you share the link, rather than in the past it would just be automatically shared. So you can say nice things about the video if you wish, and try and get a few more people coming this way if possible. That would be nice. Apart from that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, laters, baters.